And how this dovetails with the long-term vision of KaarTech is, North American market is an extremely significant market for KaarTech to expand to fulfill the aspiration of taking KaarTech to the public markets by 2026.
One of the things that we really liked about working with the KaarTech team is their attitude towards employees and work-life balance, and really taking advantage of the fact that we are now part of a larger organization.
End of the day, it is two different organizations with two different set of mindsets, with two different capabilities, with two different geographies, two different cultural backgrounds. So it is it's a very complex process to navigate this.
So from my perspective, our focus as a company has been for the last 30 plus years in developing custom solutions, typically solutions that allow our clients to interact with their clients, customer experience type solutions and data and analytics solutions, which feed off of all the information that's being collected within a company, right?
The two things that we really wanted to protect is our employees and customers. So there should not be any disruption to the employees. We did not want to lose even one single employee.
Okay, so greetings everyone. Today IT Voice is in conversation with Mr. Maran Nagarajan and Mr. Bill Dunn, and today we'll talk to them about how an Indian-based company, that is KaarTech, acquired the Chicago-based Dunn Solutions to give the global customers a cutting-edge digital solution while helping their both businesses grow. So I would like to start with Mr. Maran Nagarajan. Sir, could you share your initial thought and how the strategic vision led to KaarTech? Considering the acquisition of Dunn Solutions, what were the key factors that you have considered in this?
Thank you. Thank you for the time here, Mehika. Yes, actually, KaarTech has been aspiring to expand in the North American market for quite some time. We made baby steps in 2019 and 20, and this is a logical extension of that particular action. And also, if you recall, in the month of June, A91, one of the largest private equity firms from India, has infused capital into KaarTech with the predominant objective of expanding inorganic. So that's the primary objective of the whole capital infusion. And how this dovetails with the long-term vision of KaarTech is, North American market is an extremely significant market for KaarTech to expand to fulfill the aspiration of taking KaarTech to the public markets by 2026. Now, that's a very, very important aspiration KaarTech is holding in terms of scaling to that 100 plus million point, or in terms of rupees, it's the 1,000 crore plus point, in order for us to hit the public market, so that there is a critical mass in the company for the public markets to be able to list it and trade it. In that sense, Dunn Solutions is a fantastic company founded by Bill Dunn here, and they bring amazing digital capabilities in terms of digital commerce, digital marketing automation, and digital data analytics and data science solutions. And also very strong in terms of the product engineering. In terms of the ability to build product solutions is something which is very strong with Dunn Solutions. And that capability, not only those, there is also a bunch of marquee customers which Dunn Solutions has been servicing in this past. And this gives an amazing opportunity for KaarTech, number one, to expand in the North American market. Number two, the ability to access these marquee customers. Number three, the ability to bring together competent digital capabilities for the overall portfolio of KaarTech. So these are the three objectives which this whole DSG acquisition has propelled. Now, pretty much this is the summary of why we acquired and what are the objectives of our acquisition. Over to you, Mehika.
Thank you, sir. That was a very well laid out objective map. My next question is for Mr. Dunn. How has Dunn Solutions responded to the acquisition? Can you share some initial experiences or observations that you realized, while collaborating with the KaarTech team?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So first off, thank you for having me today. Um, so one of the things that we really liked about working with the KaarTech team is their attitude towards employees and work-life balance, and really taking advantage of the fact that we are now part of a larger organization. So as Dunn Solutions, we were not a small organization. We did have an office in India. We do have a few offices here in the US. But what KaarTech brings is a much more robust infrastructure, as well as training and recruiting, and as well as a whole series of other types of services that are complementary to our services. So one of the things that we see even in the first month or so of interaction is the opportunity to actually reach a wider audience, but also to bring a broader sense of solutions to the audience we already have. So we've been going through integration process with Kaar, and so we've transitioned all of our staff. One of the things also that I think Marin mentioned initially that I think is really important is the idea of not losing one staff member. As part of the acquisition, Marin made a commitment to retain all of the staff members of Dunn Solutions, because at the end of the day, they're not purchasing just a piece of equipment, or they're buying the relationships and the services and the brains of the people who work at the company, because we are a services company. So this commitment was mentioned many times during all of the interactions that we had with the Kaar team, as well as with the Dunn Solutions team. And I think it gave comfort to all of our team members that this was a positive step forward, and this was not just some sort of acquisition that will be detrimental, but actually a very positive opportunity for everybody to expand not only their capabilities but also their opportunities as part of Kaar. So I think it was done in a very well manner, and it's much appreciated.
Mr. Nagarajan, within the KaarTech team, how have you guys prepared for this acquisition? Like, how have you ensured that the technological capabilities on both ends, align in the best possible manner?
This is there is no one straight line answer to this question, because it's a very complex process. End of the day, it is two different organizations with two different set of mindsets, with two different capabilities, with two different geographies, two different cultural backgrounds. So it is it's a very complex process to navigate this. The whole thing has been, if you look at it in how we were prepared. See, we have been working on this whole initiative for almost 2 years now. So we went through a very rigorous process of shortlisting multiple companies, engaging with different entrepreneurs, engaging with different companies, and assessing the possibilities. There is also a commercial considerations where it comes together, and also the cultural consideration, and also the capability consideration. So all of these were taken into merit. And another factor is to make this whole process easy. We have identified a set of people within our organization much ahead of the consummation of the transaction to be part of the post-merger integration process. So we have designated one of the leadership members into the PMI process as a dedicated, that is post-merger integration leadership. And we have assembled a team from every department, whether it is HR or payroll, relationship management, performance, or CDO or OKR, or whether it is IT. All those departments, all those micro departments within the company has an earmarked person who are prepared with a clear plan of how we will go and work on the overall integration. How do we leverage the strengths of Dunn Solutions for KaarTech, and how do we leverage the strengths of KaarTech for Dunn Solutions? So there was a very clear team designated. Second thing which has fallen in place is also about there was a Digiverse as a unit which was operating within KaarTech, which was focusing on non-SAP services. This is a unit which was created 18 months ago, and they have already had the capabilities, not to the extent of Dunn Solutions Group, but rudimentary capabilities and early on capabilities of this data engineering, data science, and product engineering, and commerce platforms, and also in the marketing automation, all these places. There were rudimentary capabilities which were available with, there was a separate dedicated practice. One of the co-founders, Selva, was earmarked for this, spearheading this particular practice and grow this practice. So there were initially, the framework to be able to collaborate was already present. And even before the consummation point, Dunn Solutions and KaarTech came together, and we were successfully able to pursue a large opportunity in the Middle East in one of the existing customers of KaarTech, and we were able to show some success. And that success gives more confidence to both teams to see how we can leverage the strengths of each other. Then that can unleash the potential of both the entities by coming together. So this was already, the success was tasted even before coming together. So in that sense, we were pretty prepared with the team, with an objective, with a roadmap and a plan of how we can make this coming together a successful initiative. Because it is also a common legend to say acquisitions always fail. If you ask to anybody, they always say like acquisitions fail. And we are very determined to say, no, this is not the norm. We will defy the norm. And that's a determination that we hold. And we had a fantastic backing from the board as well. That in this particular year, in FY24, from the board, it was very clearly mandated to everybody. The largest objective for KaarTech this year would be to conclude this post-merger integration successfully and to taste success and to set this common entity for a growth trajectory. So there was from the board, from the leadership onwards to the CXOs of the company, to the rank and file of the organization, the commitment was very clear. The objectives were very clear. The clarity of what we are going to get done is very, very obvious. So this kind of helped us to go about doing this in a well-rehearsed manner is what I would say.
You rightly mentioned that, there is this assumption among people about the low success rate of acquisitions, but it's also nice to hear how you've, looked after all the nitty-gritties of this acquisition and, trying to ensure the smoothest process possible. When we talk about, let's say, the industry and your competitors, how does this acquisition now position you in the industry?
Question for Bill or to me?
It's for you, but I would also love to hear Mr. Dunn's answer as well.
Let me say just from my perspective, and then I'll have Maran answer as well. So from my perspective, our focus as a company has been for the last 30 plus years in developing custom solutions, typically solutions that allow our clients to interact with their clients, customer experience type solutions and data and analytics solutions, which feed off of all the information that's being collected within a company, right? So we are doing a lot of the front end work, a lot of the analytics work, but none of our activities involve the core enterprise resource planning solutions or the human resource planning solutions or those manufacturing solutions. Those are things that we always attached to, we always created an interface to, but we never implemented those solutions. It was not something that was part of our ecosystem. One of the nice things about the integration with Kaar is we now have access to a very, very skilled organization that can bring all these internal quote unquote back-end type of processes and integrations to us that we can now use those in presenting to our clients. So basically what we're looking at is now the ability to have a complete end-to-end digital transformation that we can offer to our clients, from all the way from core accounting systems, manufacturing, to front-end e-commerce and analytics. So from all the way from the back all the way to the front, including mobile application development. So before we were only offering a part of the solution, today we can offer truly the complete solution end to end, which is really a wonderful way for us to help our clients truly in their entire digital journey.
Fantastic, very well said, Bill. I would like to complement what already Bill articulated. See, today, end of the day, we have to keep the customer in the center. So if you keep the customer in the center, there is a whole bunch of application landscape the customers do use for their automation. If you look at that, at the core is your ERP. I classify them into three types, which is called as core tech, edge tech, beyond edge tech. So the core tech usually automates your finance, logistics, supply chain, manufacturing, human capital management, all that. The core automation technologies is what the ERP brings into play. And today, the company's digital transformation is far beyond this core tech. Now you have the edge solutions. When I say edge solutions, it is the SaaS interventions. The whole SaaS world has exploded. It's no more SaaS, no more on-prem solutions that you're looking at. It's completely SaaS and the cloud solutions that you're looking at. So all these SaaS solutions have exploded, along with the AWS and Azure kind of a cloud landscape. Now that creates possibilities for ready-made point solutions that you can take from the market and help this core tech to evolve. If you expand this even further, that is the beyond edge tech. If you take the beyond edge, what is happening is it's the same business function. At the end of the day, business is made up of finance, it's human capital, manufacturing, logistics, supply chain, customer experience, and customer management, sales and distribution. This is what the core business is all about for anybody if you take. And this core business is, whereas you have an explosion of technologies today, like an RPA, robotic process automation, like an AI, artificial intelligence, machine language, you have the data science, you have all these capabilities are technological explosions which are today available for you. Now, how do you transform the core? How do you transform the edge? And how do you transform this beyond edge tech solutions into helping the organizations? This arsenal of services, this spectrum of services is very critical for customers today to be able to help the customers transform holistically. You cannot be an expert because all the point solutions guys today who come to the market are only siloed to that particular point solution. Everybody who's carrying this edge tech are only a specialist in that edge tech, but lacks the vision of the business. Those who are expertise with the core ERP tech are only experts on the ERP core tech. They don't have the capability and competence on this edge and beyond edge. So by coming together with Dunn Solutions and KaarTech, today we are able to take a look at the organization in a grandeur, holistic fashion on a 30,000 feet level and say, hey, these are the things that you need to do on core. These are the things that you need to do on edge. These are the things you need to do on a beyond edge tech. And together, how you can build a roadmap and how we can do a proper consulting to the business in terms of what your aspirations are, what your business pains are, how we can combine all of these and give you a clear charter and a roadmap for the 2 years or a 3 years or a 4-year period or a 5-year period, how you can transform your organization. Now, this is the capability that we are able to take to the customers and advise the customers. And this is the competence, this is what has been singularly helpful in this whole acquisition process, Mehika.
Got it. That was very well said, sir. My next question is for the both of you. Could you discuss any challenges that both of you faced while, undergoing this entire process? And how did you navigate these challenges?
Over to you, Bill. You're in the you're primarily taking the brunt of this whole PMI.
I think it's being very realistic, and Maran will appreciate this. It's just setting expectations among the two entities for the speed of integration, and then reconciling the different processes within their organizations. So this is the very important but boring task of what's happening underneath the covers. So when I say that, I don't believe that in terms of delivery to customers, I don't think that we are seeing too many issues, because if you recall, the company's services and offerings are very complementary. So delivery to customers, believe it or not, is actually quite simple and not something that is going to be a challenge, because both companies have experience with partnering in the past. I know Dunn Solutions has partnered with a number of companies. So now we are partnering not only with a partner, but actually, we're all part of one organization. So the customer delivery, I think, is fine. The behind the scenes processes, the vendors, billing, accounting, all of these types of processes, this will take a little longer because there are different strategies and different methodologies being used to handle these internal structures. So this is going to take a little bit of time to get reconciled, but very soon it'll be there. And I think as long as everybody is moving towards the same goal, then there's really nothing in the way. It's just work. And I say that a lot. Sometimes you do things which require research and development and creativity, and this is not one of those things. This is really more just work and effort. And as long as the teams work together, we will quickly reach that integration point. So there's Dunn already had offices in Bangalore, so we are already familiar with some of the issues and some of the challenges and also procedures of working with folks in our Indian offices. So working with Kaar was really just a big extension of this, and it wasn't much of a surprise. It's really more of just a scale. We're going from 100 plus people to over 2,000 plus people. So that's a big scale difference. So that's really from our perspective.
And what about you, Mr. Nagarajan?
Thank you. Thanks, Bill. See, if you ask me what are the biggest challenges, one thing that we were consciously working on, as Bill touched in the beginning, is the only thing we wanted to protect is our employees, or I wouldn't say only thing. The two things that we really wanted to protect is our employees and customers. So there should not be any disruption to the employees. We did not want to lose even one single employee, and we did not want to lose customer along the process. So these are the two things we kept as our gold standard in terms of the whole approach. Because these two things were kept as paramount importance, aligning with people, aligning with cultural issues, aligning with the differences, resolving of the differences was reasonably a very comfortable process. So we did not find anything to be unsurmountable challenges. So we really were able to, because people were aligned, because the customers are taken care, these two factors helped us resolve our differences in a very simple conversational manner and find solutions and move forward. And again, as Bill pointed out, the pace of change is something which needs to be calibrated and moderated to suit both the organization's appetites. Now, that is one thing which we recognized and we understood, and the pace of integration is something we wanted to calibrate, and that is something we are taking as a feedback loop and calibrating this whole process. That's what I would say as one of the challenge we saw, the pace, and that we kind of calibrated, so pivoted along the way. So otherwise, these two objectives became the North Star guiding metrics, so we protected that baseline.
Got it. So I have one final question again for the both of you. What is the long-term vision for this acquisition? Do you have something in mind that you would love to share with our viewers? Where do you see this acquisition moving forward? We can start with Mr. Dunn, perhaps.
Well, I think for us, the long-term vision is to be able to deliver a much broader set of solutions to our current customers, but really, honestly, it's to fully integrate into the Kaar ecosystem. So basically, we started out with 3 offices. Now we have 15 plus offices, and so there's an opportunity for us to reach out beyond just the U.S. market, but also reach out to Europe and the Middle East and the Far East. So that's from our perspective, right? But really, it's from my perspective, the second thing is to be able to increase our presence ourselves within the U.S. market. There's a limited amount of activities that we can do at a company our size in terms of marketing, engagement, expansion. But as being part of Kaar, we can leverage all the power that comes with Kaar to really get a broader exposure to a larger number of customers within even our own ecosystem. So my goal, and I'm sure Marin's goal as well, is for us to double the size of our entity, and in so doing, help Kaar reach its goal of 100 million plus, overall as an entity.
Yeah. The doubling is just not only for the new entity, but also for globally for KaarTech to double. So in the shortest possible period, and we have ambitiously set ourselves to double in 3 years. So only the time will tell whether we are able to aspire and scale that aspiration, but our efforts and initiatives will definitely be there genuinely to achieve that kind of number. See, you asked me one more question. What is the strategic purpose this will fulfill? Correct? So that's the critical question. You see, today in the customer context, there is a lot in a wallet share. If you look at the customers, what KaarTech can take as a wallet share from the customer, we are only present in a partial manner. That's true for Dunn Solutions, and that's true for KaarTech. Now, by coming together, we are trying to increase the wallet share in a given customer, because any customer we work with, there is a relationship time, there is a building of there is a huge relationship time that you build. And when you're able to only service a narrow solution, that relationship goes for a waste on a subsequent level. So how we can be that long-term partner and have that higher wallet share from each customer is the singular objective that this two coming together exercise should solve and fulfill, is my thought process.
Got it. So this brings us to the end of the interview. I would like to thank both of you for taking out time and doing this. When I was hearing the both of you, I could understand that this acquisition it's like one of those where there's a perfect match between the two companies, and also a great wavelength between the two leaders, because all your answers complemented each other's. So thank you so much for that, and I hope you had a great time. We at IT Voice definitely are looking forward to everything that you achieve together. So yeah.
We rehearsed for 1 month. I'm kidding.
Thank you very much, Mika. It was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for having us.
Same here, sir. Same here.
Thank you.